It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves, and oh my goodness, do we have a good pump going on right now in cryptocurrency? We've got just a massive amount of money that's been capital entering the market. It's been going on for almost 24 hours. Every time I keep looking to see, is the market in a drawdown phase? Are we really taking profits at this point? Have we moved back? Did we back up a little bit? No, not at all. Everything just seems to continue its positive direction. Now, for those of you that were not paying attention, Bitcoin did go over 29,220 just a little while ago, trading up 2% on the day. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, by the way. Certainly helps push me up in the algorithm. And Daddy need all the help he can get. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens here in these markets. Now, we do have some news that's been coming out. We don't have anything that's really just been a slam dunk to really give you any kind of idea about some kind of the craziness. It's just, here's what's happening right now. This is going to be my estimation. But first of all, before we get started, I do want to kind of go through our pre-markets, just kind of look through, see what's happening right here. The pre-markets are showing that we're pretty much stabilized, that we're down a little bit, but it's been normal average sort of trading. Maybe it will, maybe it won't kind of days. And then right here, we have swept up some of this liquidity. We're at 28,882 right now. Gonna have to break into this 30,000 range just to get some of this right here. Of course, there's just really some big moves that have been happening in the market. In the 24 hours, Bitcoin's up 7.72%, and then Ethereum is up 5%. Now, Ethereum, of course, will spike at some point pretty soon, and we'll start to see a move for that as well. So, I do think that we're going to see a continuation of what we're seeing so far, because we're not where this is different. This is not the bull trap. This is not nobody's running this up just so they can dunk on somebody later. This is not venture capital companies pumping Pepe in order to dunk on everybody. You know what I'm saying? I do think that this is going to be an interesting one. So good morning, Steven, in the house. Richard is in the house. What is going on, my man? I do think it's going to keep going. David Volted, Maui Dragon in the house with the lightning bolts. Volt having a little bit of a pump too. I think it was up about 24% on the day. Richard Nelson, nice hash login, always in top. James Minton, good morning. Saza, good morning. Ben Ferrer in the house, good morning. Yahweh Luck, good time for us in UK to watch. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guten Morgan, Joni Metcalf in the house. What's going on? Jay Manuel's here. Maestro Crypto USA. Hey, Bleevesba, what is going on? Aru's in the house, having a good morning. Tony P in the house, good morning. T-Rex is here. Bumblebee Tuna. I don't even know what that means, but I'm here for it. Daniel Volt is in the house, volting. We might be looking at the beginnings of the bull run. We're actually going to go look at that, and I do think that it is entirely possible that is happening right now. So it's I don't want to, we dare not speak its name right now, but it is coming, it looks like. Trail Boss says good morning. Brian Hanlon says good afternoon. John Thomas, Ben Nation, good morning. All MPC Gaming, good morning, my man, Bleeves. What is going on? KH Vlog, Ben soon. I really feel like we're probably looking at another big run on Ben. I don't have any content, by the way, coming out on it today. We're going to talk about it today on the stream. But yeah, I get the feeling that there's something in the works over at Ben. Now, there were some meetings that were held, and BitBoy seems to be real happy with how that came out. If you didn't watch this video, make sure you go watch it because there was a lot of news on it. And very similar in what's going on over there to another project that it seemed kind of a little bit weird. In fact, we got the voltage coming in. We got the high voltage continuing. If you're volted, make sure that you put lightning bolts into the stream, and we'll make sure we get to you. Good morning from the Netherlands, from Lunk 210 MPC Gaming. Michael Nehemiah, yo, what the fuck's up, please? Just chilling like a villain. Saw The Flash last night. Was a really good movie. Certainly liked it a whole lot more than I thought. So no one jinx it though. Yeah. Venom is here with Bleeves. Hey man, don't eat Spider-Man. We're gonna need him at some point. Good morning from Arizona. Exciting vid from BitBoy today. Yes, there is an exciting video from BitBoy. You got to go watch it. He was super pumped up about it. The royal family from Dubai was part of it, or Abu Dhabi, I should say. Diggy's in the house. What's going on? Purple 303, volt to 4 zeros by the end of the year or next year. I would love to see that happen. It would be amazing to see something like that happen. Crypto Stevo with the lightning bolts. And then David Volted Maui Dragon says Flash was great. Look, for me, that was one of the best superhero movies. And I know that there's a lot of, there's Sin City, there's The Dark Knight, but I don't care. And here's the thing, like, even if The Flash was not the greatest movie ever, I'm going to say it was right now just to piss people off because, hey, look, if I could, guys, look, if you can take an opportunity and trigger that extra 23rd chromosome that you know exists in everybody who says, hey, The Dark Knight is the greatest movie ever, then why not? Let's go for it. Let's tickle them and make them mad just a little bit, and just get them going, oh, I can't believe you would say something like that. I can't believe you would say something like that. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. Let's get those guys. Robert Freeman's in the house. What is going on, my man? All right, so on to broader news. The market. The Bitcoin absolutely sending right now. It just absolutely sending. And yeah, fuck you, Gareth Soloway. You don't know shit. You should be watching me. Cash Cats is in the house. So the market is up $15.9 billion right now. It was up $21 billion just a little while ago. So we're having some drawdown, and that's okay, dying from America. You know what I mean? I'm going to take profit. Okay. So you're going to have those monkeys in the house right now, doing what they do best, hiding behind their mommies and going, I made $9 today, okay? Or whatever the fuck they say. I have no idea. But that's what they're going to be doing today. So you'll feel a little bit of that. This is the point where you're going to see a little bit of profit taking. Like, what I would think was, I did think, by the way, that it was going to be a little bit closer. I did think that when we're talking about the total Bitcoin price, I did think that maybe we're going to come up to around 29,700, but this might be that we're making a new level right now. And when you look at it on the hour, then it would make some sense right here to say that this level right here is the perfect spot for it, right? Bounced up a little bit over this little region right here. Now, what we're looking to do, by the way, is we're looking for a push up through here into this 29,007, and then a retest down here at 29,211, and make sure that we don't get rejected at 28.5. We don't want to break down below that. We want to keep ourselves in here, flip this gray channel into green, because we don't know it as a resistance or anything at this point. Thank you for the $10 bomb, Robert Freeman. Thanks for the TA Everyday Blaze, and thanks for the Lunk updates. You are welcome. We do have some Luna Classic stuff coming out today, so we'll be talking about that pretty soon as well. So on to the bad news. The bad news is that Barenberg says that he thinks that Tether USD coin DeFi could be targeted by the SEC next. Well, first of all, they're not going to come too hard for DeFi because they're already trying to strangle. And here's the important part right here. I don't think that they understand what's happening, right? So the SEC has taken a bunch of enforcement actions, but here's the thing. Earlier this month, the agency filed 2 lawsuits against top exchanges, Binance and Coinbase, for alleged securities violation. A host of tokens including Solana, ADA, Matic, File, Sand, and AXS, were deemed to be securities. First of all, Lavina Dariani, if that's your real goddamn name, that's not what it was about at all. This is why we can't have nice things in cryptocurrency, because these dingbats don't even understand what they're talking about. When they're talking about it, these people are reading these things, and then they're going, donkey, and doing whatever mindless bullshit. Look, they're following narratives, and they're narratives that are created that are not true. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, by the way. Helps me so much. But earlier this month, they were all deemed, no, they weren't. They were deemed to be securities. Lavina, listen to me, donkey. Okay? They were deemed to be securities because they have staking. Dummy, you didn't mention staking, dummy. That's what's happening right now. And people don't seem to see this, and it's driving me out of my goddamn mind. While the foundations behind the tokens have explicitly disagreed with the SEC, right, because they were talking about staking, dummy. Shockwaves did penetrate across the industry. Alongside price dips, even delistings took place. Jesus Christ. Listen, Lavina, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me good. Lavina, I'm only going to explain this to you once. Jesus Christ, lady, get a clue. Look, too many people are thinking, oh, they're coming after everything is a security. No, everything is not a security. Everything could be a commodity, could be a security. Nobody's making a judgment on this. This was not a judgment on that. This was a judgment that the middleman in between what is going on with the crypto and what's going on with you, the middleman, Coinbase, had a staking platform in which you could earn more of these tokens, thus turning them into securities. How are you not reading the same lawsuit and not, Jesus Christ? Now, according to a recent Berenberg research report, DeFi protocols and stablecoins like Tether and USDC could become the next victims of the SEC. A group of analysts headed by Mark Palmer noted that if the agency is looking to minimize the potential for unregulated DeFi protocols to serve as alternatives for regulated players, then it could target the stablecoins that serve as the lifeblood of decentralized finance. And that's fair enough, but not for that purpose, dummy. The purpose behind, look, they went after Circle not that long ago, and it was over BUSD. Why did they do it? Why was it? Well, go back and read it. It was because it was staking. Guys, look, if you can use your Tether, if you can use your USDC, and you can stake it with one of these crypto exchanges, and you can earn 8%. Think about this for a second. If you had $1 million in USDC and you staked it at 8%, that's $80,000 a year that they're just going to give you in order to hold on to your Tether for. Now, remember, there is a risk involved. That's why that's why that interest is there, is to hedge against that risk of giving a centralized. You're giving up not your keys, not your crypto. You're giving up your money to a company that may not be in your best interest, especially during a bear market. So, there is some risk involved. There is some risk associated with it. But generally speaking, like if you just did things the right way, if you just held your money and stopped trying to make a little bit extra here and a little bit extra there, and just made some wise investments, then you're good to go, right? It's that greed that kills, right? In fact, several of the spaces have been speculating something similar over the past few weeks. For instance, Miles Dutcher said, if you're the SEC and you really want to kill crypto, then your next target would be Tether. Why? 76% of all stablecoins on exchange is USDT. Why not go straight? And here's the thing. Why not go straight for the jugular and starve crypto of its liquidity? Well, and that's a very good question. Why haven't they done that? Because that's not the point. The point in all of this, the point is to make sure that things are not securities. So if USDT somehow becomes a security with a guarantee of profit, USDT has no guarantee of profit until you stake it. Then it has a guarantee of profit, right? Who's not understanding this? How are we not figuring this one out? It's getting crazy here. Berenberg report further pointed out that by targeting stablecoins, the SEC could also, by the way, it's going to really suck if they come back and they do this anyway, and then I'm like looking like an idiot for doing all these crazy voices and stuff like that. Nevertheless, Bitcoin will likely benefit from the crackdown, according to Berenberg. The SEC considers the largest crypto to be a commodity, and that's what we're getting into right now. Here we have Bitcoin hitting 29,000, following BlackRock, Wisdom Tree, and Invesco have all done ETF filings in the last couple of days. Now, if all of this stuff is going on, then why would that be happening? He asks. Well, the answer to that, he answers, is because we have clarity in the market about what this is. We have clarity in the market about whether Bitcoin is a commodity or a security. Now, if you stake your Bitcoin and you earn more Bitcoin, you have created a security, not Bitcoin being a security. Bitcoin is a commodity. Ethereum is probably a commodity, but the way that you earn makes it a security. There we go. Very simple, by the way. Very simple. So the Bitcoin price hit 29,000, 29,200. And by the way, we are at 29,000 right now. This market will not quit right now. There's going to be some profit taking at some point, guys. Make sure that you take your profits when you make your profits. Ben, by the way, up 11% on the day. That is one of the big gainers that we're tracking right now. Grumpy Cat's up 17% on the day. That's a pretty good one too. And I'm in both of those. So, but anyway, back to this. Bitcoin hit 29,000. It's now 29,220. But here is the thing. This is all about BlackRock getting in. Why? Because they know it's a commodity and they don't have to offer anything. All they can do is trade it. Why did Wisdom Tree and Invesco jump in? Because the water is clear right now. EDX launched yesterday, and it's a crypto exchange backed by Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and Citadel Securities. It is for institution only. So you now have so many different ways that you can get into Bitcoin. You cannot avoid Bitcoin becoming a bull run. Now, here at this point is where it comes into play. Now, what is the play right now? So the play right now is to see how far this runs. Now, guys, remember, by the way, for everybody who listened to me the other day, I'm sorry, I was an idiot. I said that this was breaking down. It was not breaking down. This was just coming a little bit lower, but we're on 1, 2, and we're on the third tier of that parabolic curve cycle. And now we are breaking out to that next level. We're back well within the channel, which means that we are still moving up. So I'm telling you right now, by October, we're going to have a $37,000 Bitcoin. And I'm not saying that it will happen at 30. I'm not saying that it will happen in October. I'm not saying it's going to happen Wednesday, the 11th of October, as it says on the screen right now. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying that it will happen by then. Like if we're going to have that big move, then that's when it's going to happen by. Now, to remember over here, we do have all of this area right here represents a real sort of resistance and support channel. So we're going to see how this all plays out over the next little while. But there's a lot there's a lot of trading in this area. So we'll see. Does this thing just do we spark? Do these guys, these institutional people, come in and just say, you know what? I'm buying this shit up and the party's on, because that really appears to be what they're doing right now. Ethereum, by the way, dragging behind, but still having that nice moment. And I do have to say, because of this, we might be able to take off dump coming and leave that alone. Actually, you know what? Let's just close that one out because we don't need it anymore right now. Now, if it ever comes back, then we'll know. We'll know at some point there's going to be a dump, right? At some point we're going to see some downward momentum. But back to this. So everywhere we're seeing it now. In Europe, Deutsche Bank reportedly filed an application with the country's financial regulators for a crypto custody platform license, adding to the positive sentiment. Everything that could be good is happening. By the way, for those of you that don't know, in China, they cut rates the other day. Hasn't really trickled over into cryptocurrency yet, but they did cancel the rates. And when I say that it hasn't really trickled over into cryptocurrency yet, I did leave out Conflux, which had a nice big rally in the last little while before it hit, by the way, its support line. Just guys, we did this a long time ago, right? And I said that 22.8 is going to be the big number. And right now it's banging off of it. This is the 1-day chart. If you look at the 1 hour over here, you'll see that we hit that resistance spot and it just started to soar, right? Then we hit the resistance over here and then we rejected, but we're consolidating at the rejection point. So what's the next step for Conflux? Next step for Conflux is to the moon, baby. So the Asian market is slowly but surely recovering. Look at SHIB. SHIB was up 10% over the last little while. So SHIB is even having a nice little recovery. This is a 1 hour chart, by the way. So this is, of course, through a week or so. So we're starting to see a little bit of recovery all over the place. Ben continuing to move on, showing a lot of resistance up here, by the way, at that 75, 76 level, which represents, we can't get into price exploration mode, by the way, if you're on Ben. We can't get into price exploration mode until we get beyond, I want to say 82. Let me get over here. 97. When we get to 97, it's going to be a lot easier. Just so you guys understand, there's a lot of profit taking and a lot of profit making in this, and there's a lot of people who are wrecked that are trying to get in and out at these price levels. So we're going to see a lot of fighting until we get there, unless we get some magical angel investor that comes in and says, "Oh shit, let's go, baby." Unless you get some of that magic happen, then it's going to be a long fight at each one of these pivot points, with this one being the one right now. Now we're looking at the one right here in red. It's at the bottom of this channel, which is not what you want to see. What you want to see is you want to see a breakthrough, and you want to see it testing on the inside here and then moving up and over and giving at least one bounce for confirmation at around 74. So, again, like this is the fight in crypto. You want to see a little bit more money coming in. You want to see a little bit more, like a nice big announcement that goes beyond what they did announce, which, by the way, and we just did flip to neutral. So we are punching back into this area. So you just watched it flip to neutral. So good go. Next up, 3.9 trillion SHIB leaves exchanges as Shiba Inu posts longest win streak since 2021. So it looks like the traders are starting to back down on SHIB, and they're starting to hold long term. So we are seeing some positive price momentum and potentially some positive price action for SHIB as well. And then finally, why are Bitcoin and crypto up today? And you need to know this. Now, here's the question that most of you are probably asking in your mind. And if you're not, you should be. Are we in a bull trap? Are we in are we going to get wrecked by doing this? That's the question that everybody should have on their mind right now in this rally. Is this a fool's errand at this point? Are we going to get wrecked? And the answer to that actually turns out to be no. There is a chart over here, and this is the Bitcoin short squeeze ratio. And what you're looking at right here is when this number is high, then that's when you're getting into short squeeze. Excuse me. That's when you're getting into a short squeeze, right? So if we pump up here and you're not seeing a huge move during the pump, that means that there's not some institutional manipulation going in. So the short squeeze ratio is very, very low on all of this pump. Now, it looked like they were taking a shot at it, by the way, right over here, and maybe trying a little bit right here, but this is not your normal circumstance, right? This is institution getting into the game finally. This is new wallets. And in the analysis, they're talking about these are fresh wallets that are coming in right now. CoinGlass, this is the CoinGlass liquidation chart. And look at how much these shorts are getting wrecked right now. Senior analyst at K33 Research also made another bullish observation regarding the CME futures. Very bullish action on the CME, who explained that the CME's basis pushed to yearly highs after seeing the largest relative daily growth in OI since November 9 of 2022. So what does that mean? Well, let's come back over here. Price action is now up to 53 billion, and we're at 1.135 trillion in market cap. And Bitcoin is running again, 29,056. So this market is not slowing down. This market is still continuing to send. The money continues to pour in. These guys are getting themselves ready for something massive. That's what's happening, and that's what we're witnessing, and that's what we're seeing on all of these charts. Now, that does not apply to Ethereum necessarily. That doesn't apply to Luna Classic necessarily. Luna Classic rejected exactly where I said it was going to reject. Moving on to Luna Classic for a minute, it rejected exactly where I said it was going to reject, which is right here at 93.52. We have to turn this into support. This has to become support. This is going to be a process. The reason that this is going to become a process is all of this over here. All of this trading volume, all of this right here that created this top right here, we have to push through. Now, when you think that's enough, then you have to come back out here a little bit and make it a little bit easier to look at. We created our own tops here. Well, now we've got another top that's going to be coming up right here, right above right above dropping the 0 to 3 zeros 10. After that one, we're going to have to push our way up into 1100, and then it becomes this right here. So now the good news is the good news for you is this. This is long term, by the way. So in the event that you're really making a risk associated gamble, of course, when you're doing this, by the way, but you could make a hedge on this and say that you think that this is going to come up and test 1150, because it really looks like it's on the look. If we come back down, we did have this this descending channel that was breaking out. Now it looks a little bit better when you go to like the 4 hours and stuff like that, and you see that the breakout did happen, and you see these low level rejections, right? But the long-term rejection stays the same. The long-term rejection is up here at 1150. So if you could make a decent play, and you can make a nice argument for a play on Luna Classic to accumulate or put yourself in a good situation. I don't think that it breaks down further, because I think that we've got some bullish information on it. So I would get the feeling in the sense that we're going to have a break towards the upside on Luna Classic. So USTC is still in. By the way, look, guys, you can't make this shit up, right? I'm still in the channel that I told you guys about months and months and months and months and months ago. We are still in that channel, still running our way through it. So that breakout will come at some point pretty soon. Now, moving on to broader market stuff, Bone 76. We're not going to 420 anymore, so we can get rid of these sticks. And by the way, did I have a 420 sitting up here? I have 420 Bro. So we're going to have to get rid of that one, because that one's not going to work anymore. So that one's out of the mix. But what we do have right now is a nice little reversal. Now, what I did see is Shitoshi, for those of you that are SHIB-centric, Shitoshi did say that we have a tangible item that's coming. And that tangible item, by the way, probably going to be the cold storage wallet, because that's what's been rumored for a long period of time. But if we come over here and we look at money flow still hasn't been positive. On the 4 hour, it just went into positive. So you could be seeing potentially some kind of run getting ready to happen, because this right here has happened so far. But do we run up to $1 again? I don't know the answer to that, but that is a big move. If we took where it is right now and we did that move, you're talking about a 30% move just to get to $1. So there's some potential in Bone. There's some potential in SHIB. I want to say Conflux is probably going to be in for, we're going to probably be testing. Remember, we set this up a long time ago. We're going to go ahead and close that one out. But we had Conflux sitting up here at 48.5 cents. Conflux is currently trading at 21 cents. So I do think we're going to probably get a 2x off of Conflux in short order. I think we're going to get a massive run on Conflux simply because these Asian markets are, this is an open source Chinese blockchain that people are able to build dApps on using Cosmos, by the way. So it's going to be really cool. So now let's get into the DGen market over here. RFD is up 17%, finally moving to 14 cents or 14.11 right here. So something happening over here, but it's not going to be sustained. Again, the same problems that are initiated in all of this are going to initiate themselves right now. If you look at where it slowed down and stopped right now at 14.11, could it pump through that? Absolutely. Could go up here to the 1500 range before it starts to reject. But then you have to go here and consider, look at all of the moves that were made around this 1400 level. This could be it right here. This could be the end of it. Now, if it goes up, then I would be looking at 1500 and then 1600. You're going to set it to zeros, and then the question is, can it get to 2000? And I don't think that it can. I don't think at this point that it can. By the way, this is not the market for that. It's potential to that we could see something happen, but this is really not the market, especially if you're already up 17% right now. And the other thing is, and you got to have respect for RFD, unless their angel Blur.eth is pumping it for them. You've got 14 million in market cap and 7 million in liquidity. Look, this is a long-term play because there's a lot of money still sitting in this. So good for them. But at the same time, it takes a lot to move the barge, and $600,000 in trading volume, that's not going to move the barge. So we're going to have to see something more out of that. Ben, on the other hand, can move a lot more with a lot less. So Ben just made an announcement. The announcement was, again, if you want to go look at Ben's content, and here's the thing. So on Ben, what they did announce just recently is they have they have an agreement in place, or they met with the Saudi royal family or the Abu Dhabi royal family, and what they are getting into is logistics. Anybody else know anything about logistics? And real estate. Anybody else know anything about real estate? Because I think I've read this script before. And the interesting thing is, I'm reading this script on the bottom and not from the top, right? Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, wink, wink, nod, nod, and I do have content coming out on them today, is Saitama. Saitama launched today, by the way. I'm not making this up. On the same day that Ben announces that they're doing the Saitama thing, we got Saitama right here that announced today that they have launched Saita Logistics. They accept Saitama, Saita Realty, USDC, Ethereum, and USDT. So, yeah, so this is happening, and it just launched today, right? Ben just announced today that they are getting into the logistics business and real estate business. So I don't know if there's going to be a Ben Realty, just like Saita Realty. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing yet. I have no idea. But it's starting to feel to me like those are the two things that in the Arab world are big deals. So that might be why you're seeing this happen, by the way. If you're coming in, hit the like button, please. Certainly helps me out in the algorithm. But so Ben made that announcement today. Should see a nice little rebound, a nice little rally, because the broader market is still doing the same thing and still rallying. Now, we are still in this little wedge formation, but it broke out. So now the question is, what happens next? Because the next point of rejection should be 8,000, but without momentum, it's probably more like 76, this last top over here, because we would have a declining and descending sort of move here. So unless there's a spark that kind of releases a little bit of excitement and enthusiasm to get us through 8,000, then I don't even think 76 is going to be the move at this point. So, but we do have to see that happen to see it play out. I would certainly like to be wrong, and I would like to see some of this Saudi money enter the arena, because let's face it, look, somebody in Saudi Arabia throwing a bunch of money into this, it's got 2.3 million in liquidity and only $500,000 in trade volume over the day. So nobody's throwing any money at it at this point, other than typical investors who are still getting in. The number of the holder count was around 30,000, still remains at around 30,000, 29,274. So, you know, we're still right at the same area that we were before when we had that last little breakout. The only difference between this breakout potentially and this last breakout is that we don't have all of this chop and resistance in place. So now you're going to have to fight your way through in order to get to some kind of better number. Pepe is an even worse version of the same thing. You have to go through, and by the way, there's only $8 million in liquidity on a $450 million market cap. So, you know, take it for what you will. A lot of buys coming in moves this chart and makes it look like everybody's a millionaire. Only $8.8 million worth of people are millionaires in this goddamn thing, right? So there's going to be a nice little push here, I think, but 1,200 is still the point of rejection. And until it breaks 1,200, guys, you can't be bullish on Pepe until it breaks 1,200. Now, it did meet it here. It did meet it here. Didn't even come close over here. But it is, if you give it just a little bit of a positive spin, you could say that it's minting higher lows. So maybe it is in a move up, but here's the problem. Problem is it's in an ascending channel. What happens to an ascending channel? It breaks to the bottom. So Pepe is going to have a substantial move in order for us to see something good happen out of it. Now, moving on to Volt. Volt is at 51.97. Had a nice little breakout. Started to move. Again, I told you guys that 5,000 was going to be a point of contention and that it would be a point. So it was a couple of times overnight. This is a 4-hour, by the way. I should go to the 1 hour for Volt. So you can see here that we rejected off of 5, came back down. Now this is, and actually, by the way, this is exactly what you want to see on a real crypto chart, not something with 13% taxes in and 13% out. You haven't seen this before on this chart because they don't work that way, because people just tend to hold, and that causes the price to go up because they don't want to pay 13%, 26% tax, right? So now what you're seeing is a real chart play out. So when you look at what happened over here, you literally saw the fib retracement come down a little bit before you saw the move. Now I might have had that wrong over there because let's do from the actual move to the top, and you saw it come down to the 0.5 level, and then it started to move back up. So it broke out from that area. Well, from this area now, what just happened? You had this move, and then you had it come up to the top, and it just came to the 0.38 level. And now that's a bullish sentiment, by the way. That's actually, that seems to be that you've got new investors coming in a little bit faster than a standard correction. So that's a pretty good sign. Now, if this upward momentum continues, then you would be looking at what's this move here? This was 17, 18%. And then this move over here was about 16%. So you'd be looking at a 15% move from here. So 6,000, I would be looking at Volt to maybe go to 6,000 over the course of the next little while, unless it gets rejected. If it gets rejected, then all bets are off. But I mean, it could run to 6,000. Now, it did break out of this wedge pattern that has formed. So now the rest is on Volt. Are you going to make something happen, or are we going to break down? That becomes and by the way, this 5,000 is going to be a test level. So, it's very possible it could come down and test off of it. But if it rejects, then you're going to have a problem. That's going to mean that the market is not into Volt yet. Now, Grumpy Cat is 1143, $870,000 in volume. It is on a pump right now. However, it still should be said right here, we've still got resistance right here at this 1150 level. We've seen this happen before. We saw it happen a couple days ago. We saw it happen a couple days before that. We see it happen quite a bit now, where we're getting up into this range and we just can't get over that hump. When you get here, that's causing somebody to just kind of sell off just a little bit and try to wreck that. So we're hoping, by the way, and I don't want to say anything for sure, but there is a competition coming for a listing for Grumpy Cat. And I want to say that if you go to the Twitter, you can actually see what it is. I don't know if it's been announced yet or not. Okay, so it's been announced. So it's time for Grumpy Cat community to vote for their favorite Grumpy project to get listed on. By the way, if you like to play centralized exchange pumps, then to get listed on the top tier centralized exchange Huobi through their Prime Vote event, we have created a simple guide to cast your vote to earn additional Grumpy votes. So time to vote for Grumpy Cat coin, you grumpy pussies. So if you are interested in one of those crypto pumps from an exchange, then Grumpy Cat is doing this thing on Huobi. That generally ends well. And by the way, for those of you that don't pay attention, Huobi is partnered with Poloniex. So if you get on Huobi, you're getting on Poloniex. So if that's the case, then Grumpy Cat is probably going to set sail. I don't want to call it too high. I don't even want to say it's going to 10x from here. But a 5x from here would not be unheard of to get into a 20 million market cap for Grumpy Cat. So, and I'm trying to be conservative about it. I just don't want to say a ridiculous number. But I would be down for a 5x, getting it up into the 20 million market cap. Like, that's not a bad run for any token. So, and people love Grumpy Cat, and they finished the lawsuit, and it's all parity. So the FUD's done. There's nothing standing in the way other than attracting new investors, and there we go. So DeConnect 3165. Another bunch of buys came in on DeConnect, moving it up a little bit. Bones 7622, up 5% on the day. Cult 3282. MMAI. Look, a lot of these are getting the rub, by the way. If you look over here, 5,000 in volume on MMAI. MMAI isn't doing shit. This is just about the Ethereum pairing right now. And remember, MMAI is not prepared for a launch. They're not prepared to do their thing yet. So, this is one of those things where it just kind of oscillates. And I know it's frustrating for you, by the way. I'm in for $500, by the way. So my MMAI, like, I don't even consider it at this point. And I got to import the goddamn thing back into Uniswap. So, anyway, I had $500 in MMAI, and I think it's like $700 right now. And like Matty B says, MMA is disappointing. I'm up. Like, I've never been down on MMAI, so I can't even imagine how in a bear market I'm supposed to be disappointed. I just don't understand how I'm supposed to I don't understand how I'm supposed to be upset with MMAI if I'm up. I want to say 40% as of right now with this price action. I can't even imagine what it is that you're looking for to make you upset about MMA. Like, it just, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't even. 73 on SHIB, up 2% on the day. 100x gems continuing upward move. Now, low volume, but guess what? Just continuing its move straight up. 150,000 market cap. Imagine 100x gems, 15, just so you guys know, $15 million market cap. Now think about that. That's not unreasonable for any token. 100x gems could have a 100x with a 15 million market cap. Just consider that for a second. Now, then take it a step further and consider what is 100x gems doing right now. It has, all you have to do, by the way, is come over here and you can create your own smart contract, and it'll be a good smart contract, not one of those shitty ones that you buy off Fiverr where you scam and rug people. You got a fair launch deployer. You've got a crypto community platform. I don't know the details on 100x gems. I'm going through this as I go. We've got a smart contract builder, and we've got the fair launch deployer that we've gone over. And if you haven't already, there is a Medium article. I got content coming out today. They've got some top 10 things to avoid in crypto to avoid being rugged and having problems. So, but we'll talk about that later. You'll see the content coming out in a little while. BRL trading at 51.39, continuing an upward movement. And I mean, I basically, at this point, I think all the sellers are gone, much like RFD to a much smaller extent. 252,000 in liquidity on a 502,000 market cap. So it's just see, Dondo, I bought on the pre-sale and I'm still way up. I mean, I got in the beginning and I'm still just way up on it. So I can't be. Matter of fact, here I'll show you guys. Let's do that real quick. Well, wait, MetaMonkey. There we go. All right, so I put in $500. It's worth $698. I'm literally at $700. How can I be mad being up 40% on something that I wasn't supposed to be or intending to sell for a year or two while they built a project or built, what they did is they put it all into the liquidity and stuff like that. So like, I can't be mad at being up and winning on something. So nothing about this makes me mad at this point. So, and by the way, I talked about the pre-sale, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can only do so much I can't protect any and everybody for any and everything, but you know, I try. WAGME is now fighting, by the way, with Ben Armstrong and BitBoy. Scott Herman is out here talking shit about BitBoy, so just getting into a fight with BitBoy on Twitter. So you know, I don't know. Please, I forgot that all influence let each to pre-sale when us regular dummies cannot get to pre-sale. Everybody had a chance to get into the pre-sale. That has nothing to do. I'm not an influencer. I didn't work with them. I don't work for them. I had no. All I did is saw a pre-sale, and I saw that Awesome Austin was working with them, and that was enough for me to get into the pre-sale. That's it. It's worth $500 to give my friend Austin a chance to see what happens. So I mean, Bloom Block is at 56.87. 4chan is at 29.50. 4chan, just even though it's down, by the way, on the 24-hour, you look at it down like 2%. It is still running like mad, by the way. Looks like it's consolidating for another level. Now, the other thing is when it consolidates like this, it could also be because it's about to dump, but it does not look like that. This looks like something that's about to explode and go even higher, by the way. But again, I don't know for sure because some of these things, you know, they give you that impression. Loyal, still just down. I really haven't interacted with ETHBen, haven't sent him a message, haven't talked to him, nothing in the last little while. I'm just quietly waiting to see if anything happens here. PSYOP, same thing. PSYOP just continuing to sell up, but I'm not worried about PSYOP because it's not even done yet. So not really concerned. All right, now back to the broader market, up 23. Here we go, guys. 29,200 on Bitcoin. It's just absolutely continuing to soar. Just absolutely continuing to soar. 23 million. So, okay, guys, we are officially on a nice little run here. So make sure you take profits responsibly on your way here. My long is, what the hell am I at right now? I want to say about 60% right now. Hey, what's up, Christian? All right, so on my Bitcoin long, I'm up 73% right now. So hell yeah, baby. And by the way, I set a take profit on it at 33,000 because, and by the way, I mean, you could, it's at any time you could do that, right? But I set it for 33,000. So let's see if at 33,000 we actually make it. So who the hell knows, right? So we're on a pump. The market's continuing to soar. We're continuing to get sent, and it's time for me to go to work. So this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. There's plenty of different things that you guys could do with your day. The fact that you spend it with me does not go unnoticed. I appreciate you guys so much. Time to put the Whitechapel hat on, listen to some death metal, and have a good day. We will talk to you guys again. There will be a show tonight. I did watch The Flash. The Flash was great. I'm not going to do a review on it because I don't do movie reviews, but it was pretty sweet. You should check it out. You will definitely like the movie. There's some weird special effects. They didn't do the greatest of jobs with the special effects, but there's enough cameos. There's enough craziness in it. There's enough nostalgia in it that you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, oh my God, like this is one of those movies that you've just been waiting to see. Anyway, we'll talk to you again very soon.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong?